Your garden is growing right now. Not because you are tending it, not because you are watching it, because something decided it should grow. And you agreed to that the moment you planted the first seed. You just did not know what you were agreeing to. Grow a Garden broke every record in the history of video games. 22 million people online simultaneously, more than any game ever made. More than Fortnite at its peak, more than anything that came before it. And every single one of those 22 million people were doing the exact same thing. Planting seeds, watering crops, selling harvests. Not one of them asked where the crops went after selling, not one of them. The transaction log says processed. It has always said processed. You have clicked sell hundreds of times and seen that word and moved on because the currency appeared and the number went up, and that felt like the end of the story. Processed is not the end of the story. Processed is the part of the story you were never meant to question. Now here is the first thing that changes how you see this entire game. The garden grows faster when you are not there. Not a little faster. Measurably faster. Crops that take a specific time to grow with player attention grow at an accelerated rate during player absence. The garden performs better when it is not being watched. You are not essential to the process. You are the signature on the agreement, the presence that gave permission. After the first seed was planted, the garden does not need you for anything except to show up and sell what grew without you. Think about what that makes you. Not a farmer, a supplier. And every supplier has a buyer. The gnome merchant appears without origin, no arrival animation, no approach from any direction, simply present where nothing was before. It stays for exactly 30 minutes. It pays premium prices for one specific category of crop. Mutations. Not healthy crops, not abundant harvests. Mutations. Things that grew wrong. Things that should not have come from the seed that was planted. Things that emerged from something in the soil that the game has never documented or explained. The mutation mechanism is missing from every patch note ever released. Every crop system is documented. Every merchant spawn rate is documented. Every pet behavior is documented. The specific process that causes a normal crop to become a mutated crop with significantly higher value has never been described by the developers in any official communication. They know what causes it. They chose not to say. Because explanations create questions, and questions create hesitation. Hesitation slows planting, slows harvesting, slows selling, and slows whatever depends on that cycle beneath it all. And what the gnome merchant does with the mutations it collects is even less documented than that. The gnome collects. The gnome fades from existence without moving through space. The collected mutations go with it to the same nowhere that every sold crop goes. Processed. But now consider what is underground. There's a layer beneath the soil of every garden. Not normal soil, something different, something with different properties, something engineered rather than natural. Mutation crop roots reach specifically toward this layer. Normal crop roots do not. Only the mutations access it. Only the mutations draw from whatever is in it. Whatever is in that underground layer is what turns normal into mutation. And that layer extends beyond every game boundary, beyond every map edge, beyond every player-accessible location, into space that the game designers did not build for players to reach, space that exists beneath the game but outside the player experience. The layer was there before any garden was planted, before any player logged in, before the game existed at all. Now here is the number that should disturb you more than any of this. 22 million. 22 million individual garden plots, each one connected to that underground layer through the roots of their mutation crops, each one feeding something upward from that layer through the crops to the merchant network. Each one operated by a player who planted the first seed, gave permission, and never asked permission for what. From above, all 22 million plots form a pattern, not random distribution, a deliberate geometric arrangement, the kind of arrangement that is invisible from ground level and only visible from an altitude no player can reach inside the game, designed to be seen from somewhere outside the game entirely. And there's something on the horizon. Hidden research in the game-adjacent community found a Morse code message, "Convoy inbound," and below it a second message written by whoever found the first. They are coming. That person left in a hurry, spilled potion on the floor, half-finished warning on the wall, never finished documenting what they found. The shapes on the horizon are close enough now to have form, close enough to resolve from undefined shapes into something moving with purpose, moving toward 22 million prepared gardens, moving on schedule. The pets have been watching that horizon since the game launched, every pet in every garden facing the same direction, the direction the convoy comes from. Players never noticed, because players look at crops. Pets look at what is coming. So next time you log in, before you harvest, before you sell, before you watch the word "processed" appear in your transaction log and move on, look at what grew in your absence. Count the mutations, and ask yourself one question. Worth more to whom? Drop your answer in the comments, because I think the answer is arriving from that horizon, and I think it will be visible to everyone very soon. My next video goes to Forsaken. Unlike your garden, which grew without knowing you were there, Forsaken already knows you are coming, has known since before you decided to watch this video. Next video, you will understand why that is significantly worse. Subscribe if you want the truth, and I will see you in the next one.